when I was home for vacation, one thing that we had to do was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary party.
How'd that go?
It went good up until a point. There was a certain problem when we let people get up to speak. And we were doing a thing, nice stories about my parents, that sort of thing, reminiscences.
All right, why don't we go to right from the beginning? This is a big anniversary party you had planned for your family. How many people showed up? Where did you have it? What went on?
We had it at the Hilton in St. Petersburg down by the water. We had about 100 people there. A little over 100 people showed up. Had a nice dinner for everybody. Had a nice head table.
Well, it sounds like it was wonderful. It sounds like a wonderful night.
We recreated their wedding cake so that they could have that to cut. And a lot of people all dressed up, expecting a nice night, having some fun, some friends, some family, reminiscing over the past 50 years.
Well, that's terrific. Congratulations.
That's nice.
Certain people...
Should we go to break now?
No, we shouldn't go to break now.
I'm willing to go to break.
No, we should not go to break now, Ron Bennington.
Earl, are we ready for a break? You think we could break?
Yeah, we could use those, dude.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we will, Earl. I think we'll stay on XM here for a couple of more minutes. Because a situation arose when people got up at the microphone and decided to share their reminiscing with my parents and the over 100 guests that were there.
All right, well, it seemed like it went nice. We'll take a break.
No.
We're back in a few moments.
No, it didn't all go nice. Some of it was nice, like when their pastor spoke.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. When one of the couples that they went on their cruise to Europe spoke. That was nice.
Fantastic. So all the speeches went nice. We'll take a break. You're listening.
No break, because it all turned ugly when one certain speaker went up there. There was one gentleman who wanted to speak. He used to work with my dad before my dad retired from the bank. And apparently, part of his little gimmick that he wanted to do was he wanted to speak about our family and my parents and didn't have all the information that he needed. The way to set up his gimmick was he was going to say, oh, there's Mr. and Mrs. Watley, and then they had these kids. They had Corky and Tammy and Fez and Travis, and then they also had their grandchildren, and he listed our grandchildren. Then what he decided to do while he's speaking is to be funny was list some of the other personas that I've had on this radio show as like they were also extended members of my parents' family. So he's bringing up Nature Boy and Jan Brady. Well, apparently what happened was, after I did some investigating after this moment at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, he didn't know exactly what all kind of characters I've portrayed on the radio. So I found out he got help through email through Mr. Ron Bennington, who gave him some other characters.
All right. You know what, Fez? Here's the thing. I know that you seem like you're upset or whatever.
Yes.
But the point is this. Did he bother me with this first?
Yes, he did.
Why didn't he go directly to you?
I think he wanted it to be a surprise for me as well.
All right, I'll pick up this story from here. Here's what's happened, Johnny. So I get this email, and I hate this kind of thing, too, where somebody acts like, here's what he does. My name is Tim. I live in St. Pete, and then he says Fez's real name. And that whole thing always bugs me, like, when people go, oh, you work with O&A. I've known Greg since 1980s. Shut the fuck up, all right? It's not exactly Superman Clark Kent. You're not, this inside role that you feel like you have is not impressing me. So right away, when you start using Fez's birth name, it doesn't impress me. So he's like, I'm taking part in a party for his mom and dad. It's a birthday party and anniversary. Now, by this point, Fez, he's already said your real name 3 times.
Yeah, because he's playing that insider card of, I know him so well, I can call him this.
So he says, I've been good friends with the family for quite a few years, and my wife is friends with, and then list all your brothers and sisters' names. So then he goes, I was wondering whether Ron or some of the other staff members could help me with a list of names that he's used over the years. The party's on tomorrow night, so I'm under a bit of a time constraint, and I hope that you can help me and it'll be appreciated. So I write back to him, And if I was wrong about any of this, I'm sorry. But I write back, sure, Tim. Of course, Fez Whatley's the name he uses on the air, but here's some of the other characters that he's played. Dirty Sanchez, the Mexican bandit.
Read out loud at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Rusty Trombone, the jazz musician. Harry Elvis, the comic who only jokes about pants.
That one seemed to hurt the most.
That one was probably a dead giveaway that it was me, huh?
That's when I started to go, all right, nobody else would.
Camel Toe Curtis, the wrestler.
Again, mentioned at my parents' formal party.
Lionel Pillowbiter, the nervous Nelly. Always Wet Nanette Cummings. Tossy the Salad, the chef.
At that point, these people that go to church with my parents that are all about the same age, just really tilting their head in confusion.
Then I put down the ship's captain known as Cleveland Steamer. The Roman Helmet, the superhero in Roman times. Egyptian Teabag, the friendly Arab.
And I'm like, where the hell is this coming from?
And then Pittsburgh Platter, the big Steelers fan. But here's the point, Fezzy. He bothered me with this.
Yes, and you gave him intentionally fake information, and Cleveland Steamer and Roman Helmet were mentioned at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. The whole thing felt ruined.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. I want to try to help out.
I never played Lionel Pillowbiter.
Ever?
Never on this show.
Well, let me strike that off the list.
At no point was I Camel Toe Curtis. People were saying some nice things. I never, of all the things that could have gone wrong with this party,
yeah,
I never thought hearing the word camel toe over a PA system would be one of them. I never thought that would happen.
How old was this guy?
This guy, I'd say he's probably about 38 years old, 39 years old.
Didn't get any of these references? Didn't get Dirty Sanchez?
No.
Rusty Trombone?
He's reading them like they're common knowledge to everybody. It was humiliating.
All right, well then I made a mistake.
Yes, you did. And we only get one chance to have this 50th wedding anniversary party. And I think it put a black eye on the entire night.
Let me ask you a question. Do you blame the person who said it or the person who told him to say it?
You told him to say it. He never would have thought to say it if you hadn't told him these things.
But it's not like I contacted him on my own. He sent me an email. It bothered me. I was home at the time. So I sent him back this list.
Couldn't you have just ignored it?
Let me tell you something. How did it go over with the crowd?
Oh, lead balloon time. Nobody knew what in the world he was talking about.
I blame that on delivery. I could have fucking killed with these gags. I'm known for my timing, Fez.
It was just awful on so many different areas.
Well, I blame him. I blame Tim, the man with none of his own. Jeez, this is awkward now.
Yes, it was even more awkward that formal occasion, that night. That Friday night when everyone gathered. We were having nice toasts and everything. And then next thing I know, always Wet Nanette Cummings' name is mentioned.
How could you not pick that out as a gag reel? I consider it real gag reel stuff.
And then I'm just like, where in the world? Who told you these things? Where did this come from? Well, I emailed Ronnie. And then you're getting called Ronnie like he's got an inside with you now.
Well, fuck him. He sit there. He works blue. I don't want nothing to do with this loser.
Dirty Sanchez. At first I'm thinking, did I hear him wrong? And then it went worse from there.
Did you have a videographer by chance there?
No, we didn't have a videographer.
Once when I was about 7, 8 years old, we're all hanging out, me and my friends. There was a 5-year-old that was with us. So I give him the gimmick. I go, when you're drinking your iced tea tonight at dinner, I go, if you want to hang around with us, you got to be cool. So make sure you go, this tastes like pussy juice, to say that, right? So the fucking kid does it. Like, me and my friends laugh. Then I'm home eating dinner with my family. Bing bong, bing bong. Fucking his old man is at my house screaming at my father, did your son tell my boy that is iced tea tastes like pussy juice? I had to be fucking called up there and screamed at by him and my dad, right? I'm going to take the same angle, Fez. I took the offensive. I said, number one, did I say it or your kid? Number two, mate, how do I know what pussy juice tastes like? Number three, my mother has some beautiful chocolate pudding waiting for me right now, and it's time for me to go have my dessert. So I will say good day, sir, to you. So, and the same thing, Fezzy, this guy, if he can't write his own material, don't go bothering somebody else at their home. Fezzy, my home, where my wife sleeps and my children come to play with their toys.
It was an email. He didn't ring your doorbell.
Still, I shouldn't be getting fucking emails like this, asking him for help putting together his stand-up. You think I'd like to email people every day? What should I talk about on the radio? No, I got to do it myself.
As soon as he said he emailed Ron, it all started to make sense right away. It all started to come together.
It didn't even... All right, maybe it doesn't feel funny to you then. I guarantee you, a year, 2 years, you're going to be laughing and you're going to go, remember what happened.
No, I'm not going to remember that. All I'm going to remember is the confused look on my mother's face as she heard the name Roman Helmet.
Just putting a cock right down the nose.
I'm aware of what it is. I'm lucky pussy juice wasn't on this list.
You want to call my mom and say something dirty? Is that going to make us even?
No, I don't care to.
It seems that's where you're going with this.
And I didn't think the list was going to end. I didn't think it was going to stop. I mean, you get past Camel Toe Curtis and you think, okay, then they just keep on coming. All right already.
That was the anxiety level at that point.
Yeah.
That wasn't good. And the fact that all these old church people were just so confused and...
See, that's why I think it's a harmless joke. Because really only you got it. None of the old Lutherans figured it out, I'm sure of it.
You would think this guy would have stopped at some point.
He didn't get a single laugh, huh?
No, not one.
Jerk off. I'm telling you right now, people don't realize this. Public speaking is all about timing, folks. It's 100% timing. If you got a videotape of that, Fez, I'd love to watch and go over it. I would fucking... Seriously, I would not... Makes me a little happy.
No, there was no video copy of that, as far as I know.
I don't think you need to wear blue at a 50th wedding anniversary.
No, I don't think so either. From who's ever emailing him or him himself.
Did your parents get the centerpiece that I sent them?
No, they didn't get a centerpiece that you sent them.
I know, I made that up. Because
I sent centerpieces.
You lied about that last week. And me, I forget who caught you, Winnie. When you go, Fez says when he's going to a fine dinner, he always sends a centerpiece a couple days early.
Some nice flowers, maybe a candle arrangement that you can put in the middle of the table.
I got an email about that was just on Martha Stewart 2 days prior. So you probably saw Martha Stewart, and then you're trying to act like you're fancy.
Oh, it's Martha Stewart that sends them.
All right, Fuzzy. Well, look, let me tell you something. I take partial responsibility for this.
Partial? You're the one who sent him all these dirty names.
A, I didn't start it. B, I didn't say it. I fucking replied to an email that was sent to me.
But erroneously. I didn't play any of these characters.
Are you sure?
I have never been Egyptian Teabag, the friendly Arab.
You've been Egyptian teabagged. I fucking know that.
That's something completely different.
All right. Well, we're both wrong.
I wasn't wrong at all. I was sitting there enjoying the night.
I think you were wrong to bring it up here on the air. I think that was a personal thing between me and you. I think some of this stuff should take place off air.
I think it had to be known how a 50th wedding anniversary party was sabotaged.
Sabotaged or made better?
Sabotaged. It definitely didn't make it any better.
You honestly don't think, years from now, you won't be laughing thinking, remember the list of names that he read off in front of those old people?
No, at no point am I going to look back and laugh at Lionel Pillowbiter.
I'm going to tell you right now, when I was writing them, I was laughing. And I told my kid, and he was fucking laughing. So that's 2. So that's why I know it had to be in this guy's delivery.
Nobody was laughing at the 50th wedding anniversary party.
Good. That's delivery, my friend. I'm telling you right now. Woody Allen could write the same movies, have him star Larry Storch, and people think that they're shit. And I feel like I had a Larry Storch moment. Funny or no funny?
It was hysterical.
Thank you.
It was one of the best things I ever heard in my entire life.
All right, and that's Dave, who really, it's hard to make him laugh.
He's the easiest laugh there is.
Well, then you should have invited him that night.
Oh man, you told me on the walk over to Raiders, I was dying. I was pissing my pants.
But I thought that was just because you were incontinent.
Well, it's half the reason, but holy shit.
We're going to take one break here. And again, my part of it is I apologize, Fez.
Thank you, I appreciate it, but I think it was a full part. None of this would have happened if you hadn't sent this email.
All right, this bugs me a little bit here, and then I'm gonna fucking let it go. I didn't send an email. I replied to an email that this guy had no right to fuck. I'm on my vacation. I'm in the middle of the fucking Chesapeake Bay, enjoying myself. So, for that, you owe me an apology. Your people bother me. And then for my part, yes, did I send some bad information? Looking back over it, I did. And I apologize for that.
You said someone's name called Tossie the Salad. And it was read aloud.
Okay. Again, that's my part. And I do apologize. I honestly do. I fucking, from the bottom of my heart, that part was wrong.
Thank goodness there won't be a 51st anniversary party.
Oh no, your parents sick?
No, we just won't go to this expense.
I just didn't think they'd be getting... Oh. Because they're not getting any younger. Definitely.
That's for sure.
And Earl knew about it too, and he didn't warn you. I told Earl after I did it.
Earl, if there's a Roman helmet headed my way, tell me.
But it wasn't like Ron said, it wasn't like he just sent this out just erroneously. He was answering a question that was sent to him.
Good, nice to see you fucking stand up for me for a change, Earl.
No, and just because you sent it didn't mean they had to use it.
You know what? Normally you break from ranks. This time you came right in. You're my wingman. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to having him there for me, Fez.
Today he's glued to you.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Mr. Freethinker decides to pull in and join the team. I love it. All right, so we all made a mistake. We're all sorry.
We didn't all make it.
Well,
I didn't make one.
Well, you had to sit there and listen to that shit.
Yes, when I wanted to run out of the room screaming.
Actually, I wouldn't even mind if you start working on some of these characters. Could be good.
Maybe Pittsburgh Platter.
Shit.
The big Steelers fan.
All right, we'll take a break. Right back. Run a fest.